Some promises are small enough that the person who made them might not remember. June Calloway remembered all of them. Her husband Ray had made the tire swing promise sometime in the early 2000s, when their son David was already grown and the grandchildren hadn't arrived yet, but felt close. He had stood under the oak tree in the backyard, the big one, the one that had been there when they bought the house and would be there long after, and said, "When the grandkids come, I'll put a swing on that branch." The low one. It's perfect for it. He had meant to. She knew he had meant to. But there were always other things. And then there were fewer years than they had planned on. And then there were none. Ray died 4 years ago, and the oak tree stayed as it was, and the low branch stayed empty. June had not thought about the swing in a long time. She had been at her daughter Renee's house for 3 weeks, helping with the new baby, her third grandchild, a boy, small and loud and entirely consuming. She had not thought about much except the baby and the sleep schedule and whether Renee was eating enough. She drove home on a Sunday afternoon in mid-October, pulled into her driveway, and went around back to check on the garden before she even brought her bag inside. The tire swing was hanging from the low branch of the oak tree. It was a real one. Old tire, thick rope, hung at the right height, the way someone had thought about it before doing it. It turned very slightly in the afternoon wind. June stood at the edge of the garden and looked at it for a long time without moving. Her first thought was completely practical. Someone had been in her yard. Her second thought arrived before the first one finished. Ray. She went inside and called David. He lived 4 hours north and had not mentioned visiting. He answered on the third ring, and when she described what she had found, he was quiet for a moment in the way that is not surprise. He told her he had driven down 2 weekends earlier while she was at Renee's. He had the key she had given him years ago for emergencies. He had bought the tire from a farm supply store on the way down, spent an afternoon on it, and driven home the same day without telling anyone. He had not told Renee either. He had not wanted it to be a conversation. He had just wanted her to come home to it. June asked him why that weekend. Why then? He said the baby being born had made him think about it. He said he kept thinking about Dad standing under that tree saying someday, and he didn't want someday to stay someday anymore. He said he thought she might like to have it there before winter, so it would be there in the spring when she brought the baby to visit. He said it all in the same low, matter-of-fact voice he had used since he was a teenager. The voice that meant he was saying something important and preferred not to make a production of it. June didn't say much. She thanked him. She asked if the rope was rated for a child's weight, and he said yes, he had checked, and she said good. After she hung up, she went back outside. The light was going low and gold the way it does in October, the kind of afternoon that doesn't last long enough. She sat in the garden chair she kept near the fence and looked at the swing moving gently against the oak. Her husband had promised her grandchildren a swing. Her son had kept it for him. Some promises pass from one person to another without anyone deciding that's what's happening. They just find their way to someone who will carry them.